This is the one we've been waiting for. I'm excited. I just sent like 400 messages out. So shout out to everybody who tuned in. Shout out to everybody who's backstage. Very, very exciting time. I really, really pushed this one. We promoted this one. This one should be one for the ages. Like I said last week, I'm not even doing intros. We'll get to the sponsors and all that throughout the show. I want to use every second we can of this show. So I'm not even gonna waste any time. So I'm gonna introduce our guest. So right now we have backstage my man Justin, known this brother, going on 20 years. Going on 20 years. And he's a mentor, he's a friend, he's a brother. There's so much. I could probably do an hour just on his intro. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring Justin up right now. Let's jump right into it because he called me out. I love it.
What's going on, Hussain? How are you?
Doing good, bro. Welcome to the show.
All right. It's gonna get comfortable.
Yeah, relax.
I'll get in my groove.
Yeah. We're gonna see if you're Dylan Brooks right now. If you poke the bear here, let's see, because I'm excited about this one. So we're gonna start. I'll just so you get comfortable, go back and forth a couple seconds. I want to give people a little bit more context to our relationship. So I broke this out. So I'm gonna give people a little bit of the intro of how we met. So you see this shirt? This shirt is the first shirt that I ever did working with Justin. Randomly ended up walking into his shop. Talked to me, coached me through a couple things. Long story short, I don't know what. It was like we known each other for 100 years, even out of that transaction, and hit it off since day one, and then just continue to do business from then on. Some of Justin's quotable memories. Now I won't embarrass you. I think it's in the book, but I always tell the story. I won't embarrass you. No, I gotta soften them up, guys. I gotta soften them up. This guy taught me so much of what I know about business. So I gotta soften them up to make sure I win this thing tonight. So just to start, like every other podcast, this isn't about right or wrong. This isn't about one way or the other. What we try to do on the show is we try to bring in the most knowledgeable people, the ones with experience. We don't do the Instagram thing when somebody read a book and tell you how to go invest. Justin's been investing, I want to say at least 30 years.
Yeah, for a while. Yes.
Yeah.
30 years. Yes, that's pretty accurate.
So he got me by 10 years with investing, and I'm going to get into our story. Like I said, we'll go back and forth a little bit, but like in the book Fear, I'll bring it up now, which we also got the version 2 is out. You can get this copy with the full color photographs. When I first got started, and what I think might end up happening is after we have our debate, like after I win, we're going to be able to veer off into just some gems and all of that. My man Carl's a boxer too, Justin. He said, "You look like you ready." I didn't shave all week for this. I'm telling you, I was focused.
I'm ready. I think I am ready. Actually,
I know you're ready. That's why this is going to be fun. So, just a little bit more about Justin, real quick. We'll go 45 more seconds on this. When I got started out, if you read the book Fear, if you didn't, this is one of the stories in there. I had my first $100,000 day, and I basically spent all of the money in one shot. And Justin's the guy in the story. He's Prince in the book, where I said I went to the table and I got brought into deals because I looked like I had money, but I didn't have money. And Justin was nice enough to allow me to be a part of deals that he didn't have to.
That's very nice. But honestly, what you didn't have at the point, you definitely had in the knowledge of, and you learned very quickly. Seriously, you did. You really did. No, I'm not just being complimentary. Obviously, if I didn't see that, I wouldn't have wasted my time. Not waste my time. I would have handled you as a customer. I would have just sold you your goods and sent you packing. Honestly, and treated you well, but I wouldn't have gone any further.
And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many other things we could say on camera, but we won't get too mushy right now. Maybe later.
No, because I got to beat you up on this a little bit. I got some things going.
Wait. Let's just jump in. No, but you ready? Let's go.
All right. So I'll let you.
Let's go. So here goes how we're going to start. First, we're going to start with the first question, the premise of this whole thing. So here goes what we're doing. The question is, because this is going to go off on tangents, I'm telling you right now.
It will.
The question is,
what's up, Howard? Sorry.
What will make you wealthier faster? Or what will make you wealthier? Hold on. See, he's already starting. He's already starting. I see it. That's the first question. We got rounds to this. That's the first question. What is going to make you grow your wealth faster? Your own cash or credit, OPM? Justin is arguing for cash. I'm arguing OPM. Y'all know me. So, Justin, and if you want to concede and move on to another argument, we could do that too.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
You'll never concede. Okay.
Now, well, I'll concede if the argument's good enough, but I have enough information here that, listen, there's variables in every conversation. There really is. There's going to be a variable. Cash. Should I jump right into it?
Oh, crazy. Let's go.
Well, your first question, basically, I don't want to digress yet. But
so let's just say this, because this is a warm-up round. You know, it's the feel-out round. Let's go like this. Let's just answer the simple question, and then we could tease apart the other part. It's fine. It's fine. That this doesn't count as a loss. This is freedom.
No. But will you get wealthier faster? So on a perfect picture, a perfect world, I paint you a perfect picture, the Mona Lisa, if that's what they call perfect. But anyway, perfect. The reality is this: not everything works perfectly. You get a loan. You're holding a house for, let's say you're flipping. Think about even buying. You're flipping. You're holding it. It's going on right now with me. I got a house a little over 100, laid out cash. Now, if that was money that I had to depend on paying back interest, 7 hard money, 10%, 11% now, maybe hard, maybe even more hard. I'm not worried about it. Not because I have so much money. That's not the reason. Because it's something that I owe myself. I don't have to. There's no major payback. I'm going to try and cut myself short a little bit because I can go on and on. So go ahead.
No, just make your point. Make your point.
The point is that I'm beholden to nobody. In the fact of if you're selling, get faster. In a perfect world, 100%. You're right. Of course, everything plans to set. You're going to buy it. You're going to flip it in 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I agree with you, but that doesn't happen. That 9th Street. I'm not even gonna. I can just name. You'll understand.
Name properties. Name properties.
9th Street is one of them. Oh my God! You bought that with me. We went cash on it, and all of a sudden you said, "What have we done?" All of a sudden, half the house had termites. We replaced the entire first floor just about from from just major work. Well, $50,000 had to throw into it. Now imagine if we had a loan on that. We got to pay all that back plus fix it. No, that's not a good thing.
Okay, so here goes where I disagree with that.
Good.
So I'll run it back. And for those of you, when we're saying these numbers, if you go on my YouTube channel and just type in some of these keywords, you'll see the properties because we documented all of these things. So he's talking about 4505 North 9th Street in Philadelphia, 19141. I'm good with numbers.
That's really.
So what happens is we were supposed to flip this house and put in 100. We ended up like 40K over because we had termite damage. And we ended up holding it a little longer. And I actually brought in another investor. So I used OPM. Justin laid out his own cash. So now what ended up happening there was we tied up $140,000. So at that time, interest rates were probably 4%. Even if you went 5% on a business loan, our note would have been something like $800, $900, even $1,500. Even if we went hard money with 10%, and we had to put 10% down, we would only put down about $15,000. And we would have had an interest only $1,000 a month bill. Even if we went over 6 months, we would have only ended up laying out like $30,000. You and I would have had $120,000 in our pocket to go do whatever else we wanted and go make other investments. There's no way that if I knew what I knew then and I had the banks, I would have even used my money. I would have used hard money, and I would have bought another 3 or 4 properties at the same time. And here goes. Let me bring back another point. Justin and I bought 4 properties at the same time. That's when we bought 13, Seltzer, Somerset, all those. And we flipped them all in a matter of 2 weeks. We paid 80,000 for all 4 of them. The cheapest one we sold for 60 grand. So we probably made about 300,000 or so gross in about a few weeks. Now we used our own money for that.
Repeat. I'm sorry. I know you're not. It's not good to do. Is repeat that the numbers that we bought and what did we sell it for?
So we bought.
Did you say the buy number? Or no?
Yeah, it was 60. Yeah, it was. We got them for like 13, 15, 17.
Right.
Remember, we got them for teens because we got them from a wholesaler.
Yep.
We paid cash for those. Now I understand going cash for those because they were cheap.
Thank you, Carl.
And we knew we had end buyers. So we knew the property value was 60 grand on those at the time. The single families were 50 to 60 grand. And we got them for 13, 14, 15 because it was a range. We bought a group of them at the same time.
Right. If you remember, the problem with those also is that you couldn't get a loan. Let's say we were in the market for a loan for the number that we were buying. It was very small amounts. So that made us buyers where people who were looking to get a loan, unless it was OPM, they couldn't get that loan. They can't. So not everyone has the finesse or the ability to do OPM. I'm serious. Even my own kids, I try and train them. Not train, it's like a dog. I try and lead them in the right direction.
Right.
But they don't have the finesse. You have a great finesse for that. You do. You know how to explain numbers and get your thought out well. A lot of people don't have that. So the reality is you couldn't go to a bank. You can't go to someone, give me 20 grand. I'm going to buy this property. Most people say, give me 20 grand. I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. I don't got 20 grand to give you and hope you're going to do all right with it. It doesn't happen in the real world in 90% of the cases. Not in Hussain's world, because you're a very, that's why from day one I saw you. That goes back to your shirt, Coney Island. Day one I saw you as this guy could sell. He knows what's up.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. But it
was a compliment for my point.
No, I understand. No, I see what you're doing. I've known you a long time. I know what you're doing. So this is what's going on. If we actually break down the math on this,
okay,
and without even using a crystal ball and saying, well, we knew what the market did or didn't do on a swing.
Right.
Your point is that you wouldn't want to have a mortgage, so you'd rather tie up 140,000 as opposed to putting down 14.
That was the imperfect world I'm talking about. We bought the house expecting to spend. I think we paid 60 or 70. I forget.
Yeah, we paid like
I don't remember. I remember. We ended up more than 40 grand. From what I remember, because at the end you were like, "Oh my god, this is crazy."
No, we had a 40 grand overage. We spent 31,000 in termite damage alone. Oh, no, I remember the numbers. We had a $40,000 overage over and above our repair budget because we were only supposed to end up spending 100. We ended up at 140.
Okay.
Termite damage alone was 31 grand. But my point is, and anybody who wants to chime in on the side, listen to the points and you think about it. If you had $200,000 in your bank account, would you rather take 140,000 of it and put it into one property and tie it up for a year? Or would you rather call me and say, hey, you have a hard money guy, and the hard money guy says, you're a new investor, I don't even know you, give me 20% down, and then you take 20% of 140, which is 28, and every month you have a $1,500 mortgage for 6 months? Would you rather in that same time spend $30,000-$40,000 and still have 150 in the bank, or would you rather lay out 140, 150? Nobody with 200,000 wants to spend their own money.
But here's the reality. So you're assuming that someone has 200, but let's say let's say you have to assume that somebody who's going into a property, let's make it a round number, 50,000.
Let's do it.
It's always termites. These notes are funny. They're good. They throw me off. They throw me off my game a little.
You gotta. Don't listen to the crowd, bro. They distract you.
Right, but let's say you have a house that's 50 grand.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look at my notes because I made a bunch of things because I do get lost in my thoughts. It's 4 a.m. guys. All right,
Justin needs Howard's blend to focus. I got Howard's blend, so I got a performance enhancement.
So you're saying someone comes in, you're dealing with someone who's a little younger, starting to invest, and they got to come up with 50 grand. Not someone who's maybe seasoned and they're already doing it for 20 years, 15, 20 years, and they already have an accumulation of money. So now, but someone who starts out, 50 grand, they borrow that money. They borrow the 50. Let's forget that they have. I'm sorry. I'm going the wrong way. They're borrowing that money to get in the house. That's where I'm going to go.
Okay.
the hiccup happens, termites happen. Where they get the rest of the money, you're making my point. They have 50 grand to buy a house it's 30 grand, but they know it needs 15 worth of work. When they get in the door, turns out they need 25 worth of work. They're underwater and they borrowed that first sum. Now they got to go back to with their hand out to try and find that money. I'm not saying I'm going to get to a point where credit is okay when you get a little older and you have a foundation, but we'll get to that. Okay.
So let's go with your same point, because the bottom line is whether you leverage money or whether you use your own whether you leverage money or whether you use your own capital. Let's say you only have 50, and I don't mean to say only like it's a little bit. I mean for this point. Let's say you have 50 grand in the bank, and you.
Oh, that's funny.
I buy so many houses and flips. You know this. We buy so many houses because a new flipper has no idea foundation. They have no idea about you, and then they lose their shirt because they go over budget.
Right.
Happens all the time.
That's right.
So you're telling me you rather empty out the life savings, put your whole 50 in, and hold on, let me finish.
Right. I know where you're
and you're not in a worse situation than, let me finish. The same guy, Hussain, I got 50 grand. I could either take 50 grand and buy it out cash, just so I don't have on a mortgage on 50 G's, it's like $600 a month. So you're telling me you're telling me I need to spend 50 grand to not have a $600 bill when I can go to hard money and put down 10%, 5 of my 50, have a $600 bill, and if I have an overage, I got 45K in the bank. Where's the math on that? Come on, don't let him do this to y'all. I'm already on the board.
Hang on. You're assuming you go over budget and you can take that money. I got you. Now use it. Now you got to hope that sells. You got to hope that house sells. You don't.
You bury it. You go to the bank because the house has an ARV. You don't have to sell the house. I just did that today. I just did a closing today. And I pull out my equity because the after repair value. And you get a tenant in there. Hold on. And the tenant lets you hedge all of your risk because you're going to be able to rent out the property. So if you can't sell it, the rent covers your rent, your mortgage, your bill, all of that. And then you pull out equity. And even if you're breaking even, you get all your money back. And now you got an asset with 20% down in it. You're getting scared, guys.
No. The quiet is deafening, right? No. It's not. Again, you're painting a picture to me, and I'd love someone to make a comment on the bottom. I know I'm not far off, because listen, we know someone mutually, much closer on your side, that put their personal money in, and the flip didn't go the way he wanted. And we had to buy him out basically at a flat number. Meaning a flat number, like he flatlined. He didn't make a penny, but he was sweating for his money, this poor guy. Okay? Right. I don't want to bring up but you understand what I'm saying. So the point is that it's got to be a perfect storm for every house to move perfectly.
Let me add.
If you're going to take a loan, I know.
No, but we didn't take a loan, and that's why that person was in that situation. This person, remember I said I leveraged the money. This person gave me 40 to put in of their own cash. If they would have only put in 10%, 4,000, they still would have had 36,000 in the bank. So there would have been no pressure. And that person would have made all the profit off the deal because he would have leveraged the other 90%.
Right.
So you're arguing your own point. The people listening know you're arguing against your point. If you leverage somebody else's money, you got all your cash in case something bad happens. If you put all your cash out, where are you going to get the cash from when you have overage?
Put all your cash out. You're right. You say, oh my God, I got nothing left.
Bro, this is your point. You're the one who gave us
This is my point. You think there's nothing left.
Yeah, this is a terrible point.
And it's easy to go OPM.
Sure.
And say, listen, here's the building I have. Here's the house I have. Come look at it. You can touch it. You can open the window. You can close the window. People like not a dream. Not a nothing.
These are your numbers, bro. We could run
the numbers. Right, numbers don't lie, but reality, numbers on paper always turn a little different in reality. And anybody watching this who's done a deal knows that's what it is. It's not done on purpose. Deals don't work out 100% exactly as they do as when you finish.
Right.
When you start, you say, okay, we're going to buy this for 50. We're going to sell it for 75. Make up fictitious numbers here. by the time we do the close, by the time we do this, and I forgot I got to give the new guy a warranty, So we instead of getting 25, we at closing we get 16, 14. The numbers are different.
Okay, watch this, guys. I'm gonna use his numbers against him. Watch this.
Uh-oh.
Let me show you why you always use OPM. Watch this. So he said we bought a house for 50. We expected 75, right? So 50 to 75. That would mean you're making 50% on your money, right? Because 50, you're getting 25 back, right? So this is 50% ROI. Right? Hold on. I'm using your numbers. So hold on. So this is a great deal, right? Now watch this. If I go to a bank and I put down 20%,
okay,
and that's 10K, and I anticipate making 25K profit, that's 250% ROI on my money. Now, going back to what Justin said, listen, the economy's bad. You had an overage, yada, yada. You don't make that 25. You only make 5. Watch this.
I see what you, okay.
No, hold on. Hold on. He never lets you finish. Okay, watch this. So look, so now he says you only make 5. So Justin is telling you to take 50 grand and make 5K, and then you're going to make 10%. Watch this. This is 10%. Now, if I... They're your numbers, though. Now watch.
I have to have an example somewhere.
Hold on. If I go with the same house that we estimated to get 75, but we only ended up getting 55, remember, I put down 10K. I put down 20%. I only put down 10K. Guess what? Even if I only make 5K profit on a $10,000 investment is 50K. It's 50%. So Justin wants to use cash. I'm making 50% ROI. It's money in versus money out. If
right.
You
you're making 10%.
No.
Yes.
You're making 10% because you put in 50. I'm making 50% because I put in 10.
Oh,
yes, I am.
Right. I'm talking about the deal. I understand.
No. The deal only makes sense on the ROI. If I leverage and I put out 10 and I get back 15, I made 50%.
Okay, all right. I'll give you the win because you are very good at explaining yourself.
I'm very good at math.
I'm not very good at laying out. I'm not a teacher. Don't forget.
Bro, it's math.
But I can your numbers. Listen, can I run down some perks? Because I'm looking at the time on my thing, and I don't want to lose my perks.
We'll do an hour and a half. I don't care.
Okay,
Who wants to leave?
Okay. That's
Who wants to leave? Y'all say if you want to leave, y'all could go. Bro, we have more people on this than ever. Run it up. Let's go. Who got round 1? Hit him with the bell.
You formulate a better thought, but I'm telling you, I want these people, whoever's watching that doubts me, to do your deal and do a deal like mine.
Can I throw it out there?
You can say, where am I get that cash from? You could say, someone who's starting.
I'll show you. I'll show you. No. I'll show you. You want to know where to get the cash from? How many of y'all on here that are my clients? I taught y'all how to crowdfund. So what happens is, especially for my young people, you don't need to have 50. You need to have access to 50. So if you get 10, which is how I started my business, and all of my people know this, I started with 10, and I gave a dividend on the 10. So even if I made $3,000, it don't matter. I had no skin in the game. All I had to do was make sure that the deal went, and I got 3 and 6 and 8 and 10 and 25, and now it's this. So you don't have to have your own money to get in the deal. You just have to have access to the deal, and you have to have access to a network of money. So the access to the money, let's say you don't have good credit. Let's say you can't go to a hard money or a bank. You have your network of people. It's about getting access to deals that you couldn't do by yourself. That's still OPM.
That is OPM. I agree. OPM.
So let's run it up. So you could bring your next example, and I will be ready for you.
Well, I mean, these are things that these are just pure facts that there's really not gonna be a debate on. It's just a fact I'll spit at you, and you know. Here's another example of where cash is king. In this case,
let's go.
You're going credit. I'm going cash. We're going to a wholesaler, and we both go there together. And I say to him, I got cash. You say I got credit. I got to close in whatever time it takes to get the money together from whoever the bank or the crowdfunding, whatever you're doing. I go, wait a minute. Title's clear. You go to the bank. I get your money. Hang on. Give me 10 minutes.
Okay, watch this.
Who's getting the deal?
I'll let you finish, right?
But basically,
can I answer your question, baby? Can I answer your question? You asked me a question. Can I answer it?
Absolutely, I want you to.
Okay, and I have realtors on here. My realtors will co-sign this. Hard money is considered cash in a contract. Hard money closes.
But you're paying 10%.
Hard money. Hold on, no. You asked me a question. I'm answering the question.
You're right.
Hard money closes in 24 to 48 hours. So when you do a contract and you tell them I want 10 days because you have to wait for title to clear, in that 10 days, as long as you give a contract,
a lot of wholesalers have title cleared already. Go ahead.
And they still give you 5 to 7 days because the title company has to get you on a schedule. I work with wholesalers every day. A wholesaler could text me right this second. A wholesaler could text me right this second on this live. They could put a deal on this live right here. Title companies close. Nobody's closing. I can email or call my hard money guy right now and say, I have a contract. This is the contract. These are the comps. And they say, send me pictures. Is the house in good repair? Whatever. This is the budget. This is what it is. Okay. What's the ARV? Oh, it's risky. Give me 30% down. Not a problem. It's not risky. Give me 10% down. And I will close at the same time as you. And I only put out 10% of my money. I do this every day.
You're taking someone who knows. So you take, again, a person who's just getting into the game and take two of those people. Two people. No one knows a wholesaler. They meet a wholesaler. You have to take the picture for what it is, the real picture. The real life, what really goes on. When we used to go to Philly or here or there, Staten Island, I'm running around like an idiot. And how do I make deals? I got this place sold already. It happened in my own house. Well,
sure.
Whatever. The first house. I went. Yeah. I said, we have money. We can close. The girl called the other person who was waiting for a mortgage. They were in contract. They found a way to get out of it just so I can get it. Because they saw the funds. They said, you can get in.
Watch this. How many years ago was that?
That was a while ago.
So the advent of the internet ruins that argument. Everybody on here has access to somebody who can get them hard money. Everybody on here has access to a bank. All of my clients.
So everyone doesn't mind spending 10 or 12%.
No, because they know about ROI. Like, where's Justin Jr.? I hope Justin Jr. is on here. Justin, Christian, if y'all are on here, say something. So what happens is it's like school. It's like public school, right? I was a teacher. I was having this conversation the other day. And what happens is public schools were created, mass education was created to create factory workers. This is known. This is not right. This is understood.
I think we've had this conversation.
Of course, 1,000%. But this is just because we got a lot of high school and college kids. Like, I want to give education out to these people who didn't get to meet me in person. So what happens is mass education was created to create workers. Now, what happened is the industry went away, right? Cars went away. American industry went away. So what they do is they say, all right, well, we're going to put technology in the room and we're going to do this and we're going to change the curriculum, but they didn't change the actual structure of the program. So what happens is you have a new school concept with an old school foundation, if you will. So your logic makes sense 30 years ago. Anybody right now listen, me too, bro. I tell, like, my man Eddie's on here. I met Eddie in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And I was like, you guys have the internet, which is one of the reasons I say you don't need college as much anymore. When I was in college, we had Wikipedia. You look up Michael Jordan, it was a 1-page document. Like, we had dictionaries. These kids can Google anything and get access to it, or go on Instagram and see any video. Now, to vet it, they have to do some research. But everybody on here has access to me, and now they have access to you because this video exists. Somebody is going to go in and put cash versus OPM or cash versus credit, and they're going to hear this debate, and I'm going to put links, and they're going to be able to vet it. So I think that argument doesn't exist anymore.
I got you.
I think that argument's dated, bro. I don't know.
It's dated. Okay. Here's another thing. You have real estate people on this show.
Everybody, bro. Half of these people are clients. Most of these people are landlords.
So here's the reality. You can ask any real estate agent, any bank, when you go to have to make no mistake. When you deal with a bank, or you deal with let's say you can't get, you don't have access to hard money, because hard money to me is a bad deal unless it's the only time I would do hard money now is if it was the most unbelievable deal, and I was spread very thin already with the other deals. Otherwise,
I'm doing hard money next week on a deal. I'm doing hard money on an acre of land.
I know you believe on land. That's a rule for real estate. Hard money on land is a big no-no, but whatever. That's another conversation.
I'll show you the deal, and I'll say the deal. But I'll let you finish. I'm sorry.
Let you know. No, but the deal is here. You deal with a bank. You're gonna be told last minute. You can buy down points. You can, and you're paying for that. Everything you're paying for. Don't forget, you're paying all this crap. Points. You could dock fees, extensions because you can't close in time because they didn't get you the money. Rate changes last minute. It's happened to me. It's happened to me.
Happens to us. It happens to us.
What am I dealing with the banks for? This is baloney. Now, listen. Sometimes you need the bank for once you get a little bit bigger. But my suggestion to younger people really would be who are just getting in the game: start small, start tiny, and every time you make money, you put it back in. You put the money back into your business, and you use that money to keep buying. I know it sounds like a far-fetched dream or an old-time thing, but at the end of the day, if which COVID probably won't ever hit again in our lifetime, but if something goes awry, I'm just telling you, the reality is it's a problem. It's a problem. Think about it.
I agree with you 100%, by the way.
With COVID, if everything was credited to death over there, if we were in credit land to death, you know what would have happened? We lost stuff. Let's say you didn't have any money backing you up, I had no money backing me up, and people that had everything mortgaged to the sky. What do you do? What do you do? No one's paying the rent. You're gonna say, well, you got an extension for COVID. I'm still on the hook for that money.
So now let me agree with you. I'm gonna agree with the point that if you're starting out a business, you should start small. And my clients know this, so I'll share this. This is kind of like public record. I have a sweet spot in terms of the purchase prices of the homes I work on. I buy homes at a no more than $150,000 investment, because if my money's tied up, I don't feel that. I don't feel a $1,500 mortgage. I wouldn't go get $1 million deal and tie my money up in $1 million investment because a $6,000-$8,000 mortgage, I'd feel that, right? So I could spread $1 million out around 8 to 12 properties, and I always have a cycle. I always have money. I did a closing today, and for those of you who are like, well, I didn't see it on Instagram, I stopped posting my checks because I feel like I posted too many checks. If you don't know what I'm doing by now, like that's your problem at this point. So I do agree that you should scale up. I agree with you 100%. And I'm not arguing business. Justin is an amazing businessman. In his industry, which was shrinking, his industry expanded. His factory doubled and tripled in size and still growing in an industry that all these bigger companies are killing. So I'm not arguing business with that. Justin gets that all day. But now listen to the point, and I'm going to use Justin's exact words. I want you to think about this. And I'm going to go back to Carl. Nova, bring back up Carl's comment because this is going to be on an Instagram clip. Hard money on land is a no-no. I'm 100%. But now let me tell you the deal. I got over an acre of land with 2 duplexes already on the land. The land is zone B5 commercial. I could develop in the back of the lot. I got the whole piece for $250. All 4 rented. All four properties are beautiful. I could show you the listing on YouTube. I got it for $250. Just one duplex alone is worth $180. So I'm buying the whole piece for $250, and just in duplexes alone, I have almost $400,000. So I'm going to hard money with $25,000 down because that's 10%, and a 1% closing fee and a $500 document fee. So I'm going to be at $28,000, and I'm going to have almost $500,000 in property that's already ready to go. I'm going to divide the land into quadrants. I have buyers for both duplexes. I'm going to sell both of those, make $100,000, and inherit. So hold on, let me finish. And inherit 2 pieces of land for free that I can then develop one piece, put a fourplex, and do the same thing. That's going to be over $1 million piece of property, even if everything goes wrong. And if everything goes wrong, I still just made $100,000 off of a $25,000 investment. If I put out $250K in my money, like I could put that money in other places. I could do that deal 4 or 5 times and have $1 million instead of having only 100,000.
So here's you're leaving out of the conversation.
Tell me what I'm leaving out.
And you're a seasoned person who did the long-term numbers of the growth. People who come into this don't have that seasoned figures. They just don't. I don't care. There's people, listen, there's two kinds of people in the world. The reality is the people that study and study and study and do nothing, and there's people who jump in with their feet first. And I tend to feel like I was the guy originally feet first,
right.
You know, and then I learned, you know, by fire. You're doing it a while, so you know the numbers a lot better than 90% of the people. You don't forget who's who.
Who taught me the game? Who taught me most of the game? Who allowed me access to most of the game? Who made sure I didn't fall on most of those deals when I was starting up? So listen, so I'm not, and I'm agreeing with you that I'm seasoned. Is there anybody on this thread that doesn't know my name? So everybody who's going to see this video has access to me. So you don't have to start by yourself. You don't have to make the mistakes. You don't have, because between just you and I, we're talking 50, 55 years of experience to stand on properties, access to contractors, discounts, best realtors, the best banks. I get discount points. So what I'm saying is, let's go to the, so I'm gonna say this and we could take the question. So what I'm saying is we're in a world now where everything, all the information is shared. So I'm not wrong. I'm right because I have the skill. So now all everybody else has to do is just jump on the ship.
Yeah, but it's like saying this. Hey man, look how great I fly this plane. Come on in, fly the plane. I'm gonna go sit in the back. I'm gonna watch.
No, that's not. This is what it's saying.
Kinda is.
No, this is what I'm saying. Hey, I'm an experienced pilot. I've been flying 20 years. You're trying to get from New York to Florida? Get on my plane, pay me a nominal fee, and I'm gonna make sure you get there. That's what I do. People pay me a nominal fee to make sure that they get A to B, A to C, and people stay with me until they feel comfortable to leave. Anybody on this thread, tell me that you lost money with me. Nobody on here can say that. Everybody makes money with me because I coached them through it, because I lost so much money learning how to fly that plane. I went to pilot school to make sure they don't lose money. So if you have somebody who knows the fastest way to make money, why would you go the slow way by yourself? You go the fast way with the team. You go the fast way with OPM.
That goes to partners. That's why I believe in partners.
Partnership. And you know what partnership is, baby? OPM. It's hedged risk. Come on, it's OPM.
I'll tell you why. A partner to me, listen, in the reality is I'm not a believer in long-term flipping. Short-term flipping, yes. So I don't want to ruin anybody's feelings of what they, you know, that if someone's into it and you're doing a great job at it, I don't want to discourage anybody. Flipping is not, I'd rather be a guy who owns a lot of property because that's my retirement. That's my, whatever it is for me, you know, it should make things easier later in life, they say, right? But on the whole, flipping is a short-term fix for, you know, it's a good cash influx. It's a good business for short term, but you need something. That's why I think that cash is better, because once it's in there, it's yours. You can refi it if you were in an emergency state, but not to put yourself into an emergency state.
Can I ask you a question?
Anything.
When you refi, what do you have to do to get your money back?
Gotta go to the bank. That's it. If you're in the,
so that's not your money. That's a loan.
If you're in an emergency state, I said. You gotta hear the whole picture.
I don't care.
You can't take a snippet of what I said.
No, I have to, because
it's out of context.
It's the meat and potatoes. All right, I'll say the whole thing.
In context is.
I'll say the whole thing. Watch this.
Go ahead.
And I'll say it slow. Wait, hold up. Watch this. And we'll use something else. Let's say I have this phone here. Let's say this phone is worth $500. Right? Now I paid $200 for it.
Go ahead.
So I could make $300 on the markup, let's say, right?
Okay.
If I go to a pawn shop to get cash out, do I owe the pawn shop money? Yes, because it's a loan. Because I have something of value. When you go to a bank and you cash out refi, that is not your money. That is the bank's money. Let me finish. I'll explain it. when you have a property that you buy for $200K and it appreciates to $400K, and you say, I want to pull out $100K for God knows what.
Yeah.
That's not your $100K. That's the bank's $100K that you're borrowing against your $400,000 asset.
Right.
It becomes your money when you sell the asset. So whether it's so you are using OPM, you're saying I have this thing of value that I'm willing to leverage.
You took one portion of what I said and took it out of context. It was
that's not out of context. That's you said refinance.
But
you said cash out refi, bro.
Said, oh, you're right. I said own the house. No. Wait. Own the house. Own the home. Have it no mortgage. If you needed money, you can go to it and take it.
From where? From where?
From the bank. From the bank.
So when you go to the bank, that is what?
But you know what? Strength. So let's say, okay, hold on. You own that house with a mortgage, and now you need money.
You can.
Go to the bank.
You can get a second mortgage.
It depends what the percentage is. Come on,
you're making the numbers, bro. But
I'm not making the numbers. I'm giving you a scenario.
And you can. If you have equity, in your house, can you take out cash from it?
Of course,
yes.
You can.
So it's the same argument.
Well, if I own if I owe $350 on it, and the house is worth $400, I can't take out any more because you're at that. You're over 70. Whatever the percentage is, I don't even know the percentage.
Can I give you one more? Can I give you one better?
But acknowledge what I just said.
I will. I am, and I'm going to go with you. No. I am. Watch this. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use your numbers. I'm gonna use your numbers. So Justin just said he has a house that's worth $400, but it's $350 in it. Like you bought it for $350 and the equity went up, right? Yeah. Well, Justin wants this.
I didn't say equity went up. I said it's worth $400.
Okay, it's worth $400, but you have $350,000 mortgage.
Correct.
So watch this, guys. Watch this, and we can pull this up. I have Nova bring it up so you can see the exact numbers. So Justin would rather take $350,000 out of his bank account to avoid having a $25,000 or $3,000 mortgage. I would take the $3,000 mortgage and have my $350 in my hand.
Go back, rewind. I said 100.
You said you have a $350,000 mortgage. You have a $350,000 mortgage. Hang on. Give me a number. Give me any numbers.
Wait, hang on. Don't talk 1 second. Let me get. I'm sorry, man.
I love it. No, be yourself, bro.
All right.
Yeah, be yourself.
You go in with your theory of, I put 50 down. The house is worth. You put 50 down. The house is worth 400. You just bought it, and now you got $350,000 mortgage. That's what I said. Okay, so you got $50,000, say equity. If you sold it tomorrow, you're going to get back your $50,000. Your money that you put in basically minus the closing, all the crap that they're going to charge you for, and all the loan, title, and all the transfer.
Okay.
Are you with me so far?
Sure.
Or would you rather be the guy that didn't grow as fast, but now owns that just about outright, and owes $50,000 and has say $350,000 in equity in there, and I want to take $100,000 out. Now it's not so bad.
No, it is. I'll tell you why.
Oh, come on.
I'll tell you why. Let's just went through a huge swing in the market. I just lost $600,000. I just lost $600,000 because I had 17 properties that were open in flips, and the anticipated sales price. You were involved in a flip with one of those. The anticipated price. So to everybody listening, I'll give you the address. Let's look at 4204 Ethel Drive in Killeen, Texas. We bought that house with the expectation of selling it for $325,000. The market swung, and we only sold it for $305,000. I lost $20,000. So that's what I mean. I lost $600,000. It's $600,000 in anticipated cost. So if I had purchased all of those properties cash, like Justin is saying is the best way, if the market shifted down, I would have lost all my money. Now, if I'm going back to Justin's exact point, we have to be apples for apples. So if Justin said you have to have the option. So let's say I have $400,000 in the bank. Let me finish. You have $400,000 in the bank. I have the option to buy cash, or I have the option to take a mortgage. I'd rather have my cash. Hold on.
You know how I get.
He never lets me finish when I'm right. He never lets me finish when I'm right. He never lets me finish when I'm right.
I'm sorry. Listen. Wait, 2 seconds. You're going to remember. You're very good at this. I'm not. So I have to get my point. And already I started to forget. See? If someone who's buying $400,000 cash, you're right, I need it. Someone with $400,000 cash, they're not new to the game. That's my point. You're not. So you understand. So
can I agree with you? So can I say this? So let's make sure we're arguing the right point. Because we can stop this debate right now and go into coaching young people with best choices. And I could give you 100 times. I'll give the audience 100 times where Justin coached me into something and it changed my mindset on investing. So again, in business, this is my mentor. I don't give people respect and credit like that. He's 1,000% correct on the logic of when to start, how to pace. Bro, I'm not arguing that point. I'm just saying apples for apples. You get a lawsuit. You saved your money. I don't know. You have 100K in the bank. This is the question. This is the simple question. We got 100K in the bank and there's 100K house. If you buy that house with 100K cash and I leverage and put 20% down and I keep 80, who's going to have more money? The same guy, same mindset. Who's going to have more in a year? Who's going to have more in 2 years? Who's going to have more in 5 years? I am. I'm going to kill you with that pace.
I know you're not.
Who's going to make more money?
Hang on. Again, that goes back to the original beginning. It's perfect world.
I put it like this, and I'll say this. Let's say in a terrible, because right now we're headed for this, right? We're in it right now where prices are dropping, right? So even better, you tied up your 100K and the price of the property dropped 10%. Well, guess what? You just lost 10 grand. I took a mortgage and I leveraged my 80. I still got my 80 in the bank. Who cares if that property dropped 10%? My tenant's rent is not going down. My tenant's rent is not going down.
Do you remember when 2000 was it?
Hold on, wait, could you acknowledge that? Could you acknowledge that? Can you acknowledge that?
Oh, 100%. I agree.
Thank you.
Wait. 100% I agree. But hold on. Do you remember a couple of years back, 2005, 2008, you bought a house for $500,000, whatever it is, your personal house.
Yeah.
And, people would say, "Oh, it's worth $800." People will refine, take a
market crash.
And the market crash. It went down to say $300. Everyone's underwater. That's what all those houses.
But those are people. Can I clarify for people who don't know? I don't mean to cut you. I agree.
No, I want to hear.
So what happened with those people is the banks did predatory lending, which is illegal now, and they did something called subprime loans.
Right.
What that was they took people with terrible credit who didn't have deposits, who should have never been in those houses because they were getting crazy closing costs. And they gave those people variable mortgages. And they didn't explain the mortgages to the people. So people were getting in what they call teaser rates, 3%, and their mortgage was $900, just to make, like, for example. And then after the first year, it went up to 13, 14%. So then the mortgage went from, $800 to $2,800, and they couldn't afford the house. You're talking about something that was criminal.
That's predatory lending. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about just
but we have to put the whole housing market crash into context.
That is part of it.
Because we're gonna crash now. We're gonna crash now, but this crash is different. This crash is a very different situation. It's not the same. It's not the same people that are gonna be hurt. So when you're talking about those people upside down, like there's a movie about it. It's called I'll Google the movie. I'll put it in the notes. This is in Florida, and they had like strippers who had no documentation, no doc loans. I'll tell you because this really happened, and they had no documentation, no bank records, and this really happened. This was in the paper. I'll give you the article, and they gave this woman two mortgages, no doc. And then the market crashed. They were giving those type of people loans. Somebody who has no proof, no credit. Of course, that person is going to lose. And I want to get a little political right now, just a little political. So Biden, starting in May, is going to do this thing where people with good credit are going to have to pay higher interest, higher points to offset people who don't have credit so that they can get houses. And I'm gonna let you give your point.
Did you read the whole thing? No, did you read the whole thing?
Expound, bro. Tell me.
No. I read a little bit about it. It's not a terrible thing. The way they make it. Listen, if you talk to someone on the street who heard about it, they're like, "Oh, I got to pay more than someone who has bad credit." Not 100% what it is. You're sort of subsidizing the people that don't have. From what I read, you're subsidizing the people who really can't afford it. It's not so much that they have poor credit. Look into that. I'm 99% sure. If I'm wrong,
no. It's bad credit, bro. I posted the article. It is people with bad credit scores.
Where's it from?
New York Times. I posted it in my story.
Okay, it's legit. I'm wrong.
Yeah, no. Hold on. Nova, you could bring up Eddie's comment. Eddie, yeah, it is the movie with Jonah Hill. Eddie, Google it so we could give them the title. It's called it's about the housing market crash. Tell me. Yeah, that's crazy. So Eddie, get us the title. So what happens is they were giving people mortgages who didn't understand it, and this is my opinion on this new thing. And I'm stereotyping. And for those who don't know what a stereotype is when something happens 80% of the time. So we make a blanket statement, right? If you eat McDonald's every day, you're probably going to end up with a heart attack, or you're probably going to be overweight. Are there guys with abs who eat it? Probably really in high school. But, right? If you eat McDonald's every day, you're probably going to get fat. You're probably going to get sick, right? So that's that. So now I got a stereotype, right? Typically, because sometimes I have bad credit. Why does Hussain have bad credit? Right now, I got 14 inquiries on my credit because I buy and sell houses all day.
So you just said that?
So let me finish. No, come on now. Yeah, hold it. Write it down. Come on now. So look what happens. So what happens is I have bad credit, right? I am not the typical person who has bad credit. I didn't have a medical bill that I can't afford. I didn't go to a college that I couldn't afford and I don't make money now. I didn't bounce checks. I didn't walk away from T-Mobile. The typical person with bad credit is somebody who didn't do what they were supposed to do. My bad credit, quote unquote, what I do, I pay an extra point and I go to a bank that gives me no doc. So it costs me a couple thousand more that I'm going to write off. And every time I do a deal, I calculate all that and hedge my risk and say what my return is going to be. So I'm okay with paying a couple extra G's to make back 20, 30 G's on the deal. So let me go back to the point with the stereotyping. What's going to happen is we already have had over 113% increase in foreclosures from 2021 to 2022. And what's going to happen in 2024? Biden and them is going to let all these people in houses that they shouldn't be able to get, and they're going to lose them, and I'm going to buy them. And the rich are going to get richer, and the poor are going to get poorer, and somebody's going to say, see, you had a chance, you messed it up.
I think you're right about that. I do agree.
I'm 100.
I'm on point with that too.
As a greedy businessman, I'm being facetious. No, I'm talking about for me. I'm being facetious. As a greedy businessman, Biden, keep going. I'm only going to have more properties to buy because people that don't know about money and finance and how expensive it is to maintain a house are going to lose their house the first time the hot water heater goes, or the roof has a leak, or the plumbing goes. They're going to lose their homes because they shouldn't be in the house anyway.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Right. So
what we got next? Because I'll keep going. I got a whole page of notes that I didn't even get to that I want to share.
I'm not going to, I made a bunch of lists. I have 3 pages here, but I got three lines crossed off, not to really be. So I'm not going to drag it on. So
listen,
let me give you honestly.
Go.
I'm going to give you a couple of rules to flipping, and you're going to tell me if I'm wrong or I'm right. How's that?
I love it.
Okay. We already spoke about it. Start small, build over time. Don't buy land. I wrote that. That was one of my things. Don't buy land.
I agree.
On a flip. Oh, okay.
I agree with you.
What? They'll make it too easy. Come on, man. Don't do hard money. Don't do. The only time I said do hard money is if it's pre-sold. That's the only way I'm doing it. No way. Well, so we agree. What are we doing this for then?
That's not the discussion, Justin.
I know. I'm teasing you. Come on, man.
Now you're my guy. This is guy. And I'll let you finish now.
Hold on. So let's say, okay. So here's another rule for me for flipping.
The Big Short. Everybody go watch that movie. It's hilarious. No, Jonah Hill. That's why Eddie's my guy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay, man. If you're gonna buy a house, it's for flipping. I would only buy something that's guaranteed a good rental, because if you get stuck with it, you agree. How could you not agree with that? I'm thinking about it.
I do that every day, and I do the bird method. Of course, you got to have an exit strategy. You always got to have an exit strategy.
Okay,
I agree. Right. I told you, bro. This is Mr. Miyagi versus Danielson. Like, you're telling me stuff that you told me 10 years ago that I listened to.
All right.
I'm listening. Keep going.
Not if a deal goes longer. This is where I feel like if a deal goes longer with the cash, if a deal goes longer, it doesn't cost me anything more, other than maybe the taxes that's there that everyone's going to have to pay, But realistically, I'm not going to pay. And you could say, well, I could use that other money to buy other things. In a market like this, you don't know where it's going exactly. We're only surmising what's going to be. We don't know for sure. I'm not trying to scare anyone and no one away, but you have to be cautious. Walk carefully. I'm telling you. That's my real belief. I'll flip it a moment. I'm reading my note here. Give me a second, buddy. It's not, as you see, I'm not professional with this.
Eddie, do we use 1031s with like kind exchanges when flipping? Me personally, I don't do 1031s because it slows you down.
Way down.
We buy off-market properties. 1031s are usually for people who are doing like personal homes and whatever.
Right. Or you're selling like you get an inheritance and you have a family estate and you have all this money but you don't want to pay a tax on it. You're gonna do a 1031 because that's not your everyday business. That's
right.
So you do a 1031, save the taxes, roll to the next to get a better income maybe. That's
100%. But that's a good question, Eddie. And look, Eddie, I don't mean to put you out there. You're 16, 17?
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Justin, I'm telling you, these kids are not the way we grew up. They're not. They have access to things that we didn't have. Great. I had to lose my shirt to find out. Luckily you were around.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I
feel like I wrote all this stuff down. I gotta use it. If I don't use all this,
I feel like I have great points. Or I have like 5 podcasts here that I could talk about any one of these things for an hour. I was ready to beat up how money is no longer backed by gold. Like I have all the stuff.
Here's the thing. I believe in diversification. We talk about this going back to cash now.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd rather put the money into. So hang on, hear me out. Think about what I'm saying before you throw me under the bus because I know you don't love the other end of it. I'm going to tell you. You buy something cash because I believe so much in diversification. I don't believe everything in property. A lot. 50, 60, 70%, whatever it is. But I believe in the market. I really do. There's going to be downturns. Look at the history of market. How could you not believe in it? So if I buy something cash and I put it 100, it costs me 100 and I'm making 700 a month on this little property. Okay, in rents. And that's clear. Or 650 clear. I'm clearing them. And I take that money and I put it into the market. I'm going to not pay 7, 8, 9% to the bank or 10, 12 hard money. And I'm going to take, this is not flipping. This is just buying it with cash. Take that, put it in the market, and odds are over years, I'm going to be way over 10%. No, not way over. I'm lying. I'm sorry. 8 to 12.
8 to 10.
8 to 12. I'm sorry. 8 to 12.
Yeah, we cut it in the middle. We call it 10. We split the baby. We call it 10.
Well, yeah, 8 to 12. But
8 to 12. It's a range.
Somebody 7, 8, 9%. I'm going to be making that money on that money, the same money we're making. So diversity. I don't think you should put every single penny into your real estate.
So look what we're gonna do. And if y'all got questions, ask him. Eddie, you're killing the game right now.
What did he say?
Nova, run it back. Justin, look at that question. We were just talking about this.
Bricks.
Bricks.
That's a problem.
I think bricks is a problem as well.
Because they're gonna meet. I think sometime in August. I think it is July or August, and they're gonna look to accumulate more countries into it. All of Turkey, Syria. They're all looking to go into bricks.
Okay, so your dog said he's jumping in on stock. So let me go like this. So bricks, for people who don't know what bricks is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They all want to come together under one currency. And I'm throwing this in there. I didn't read this, but I felt like I read it. So if I didn't, I'm throwing this in there. They're doing that to weaken the dollar.
Yes,
the U.S. dollar. That is, I read that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so they're coming together to make the U.S. dollar weaker.
They can weaken the West. Listen, we have so much money going into defense. Their premise, they go in that they're going to help the people who are impoverished land. The reality is, if you look at bricks, there's still tons of poverty. But same thing here. There's tons of poverty. It really. It's a lot of, everybody has a face, and what really goes on is a different story.
Right.
And truthfully, if I go too deep on that, I may bore you because that's only my opinion. So I don't want to it's a bad opinion.
I'm gonna throw something out there. So every time I go to New York, I make sure I stop by Justin's shop. I make sure I see Justin. And I'm like sometimes like I have like my wife in the car, I'm supposed to be somewhere. I'm gonna say hi to him. I'm just gonna say hi. Shout out to Justin's wife, Hussain's there. They're ready to go. And I'm like, I'm just saying hi. Suan's like, I'm going to the store. I'm gonna go get dinner. I'll be back. Because I know this is gonna take at least 2 or 3 hours for these guys to detox.
Yeah.
And just talk about everything from our business ventures together to just sports to that's what I'm saying. Like, so we have such a great relationship.
It is.
Let's jump into something else. Let's go. You know what? Iris, like maybe 100 comments back. My wife, she threw something out there, and I know Justin doesn't like this one. So if you want to share the story, you can share it, but I won't if you don't want to.
It?
She said, "Do
I'm gonna blink.
do you want to tell her? Do you want to tell everybody why I got fired from the shop?"
No, come on, crazy stuff, bullshit.
Yeah, that's the story.
He didn't fired. He didn't get fired. He acted up terrible. No. What happened was he was in this room cleaning screens, and I honestly peered over the dryer and I said, "This kid with all his talent to sell is cleaning screens." I said, "Get out of there. Get out of there. You don't belong in there. This is crazy. Get the hell out." I said, "Here, go sell. Let's make real money."
Yeah. So I'll put that in a little bit more context. So you see this shirt? This is screen print. So it's like you need a screen to print the ink, whatever. So I want the same thing I did with real estate, the same thing I'm doing on my new business ventures. I wanted to learn the process because as soon as I went in there, and Justin, I'm telling you, I was like maybe 20. I was a baby.
And I saw the picture up earlier I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, Nova, you could put that other picture up. No. Oh, he's like, no, all right, don't put it back. Don't put it back up. Look at the bottom. I'm like 140 pounds. So what happens is, Justin told me I need to sell, and I had just started my business, so I was like, he's gonna teach me how to sell this product. Of course. So he was explaining things like, so can I give him the story about this shirt, Justin? If you don't mind?
Of course, absolutely.
So I walked in, and at the time, everybody had shirts with full graphic pieces on it. So I went into the store and I said, I want a full front shirt. I said the whole thing. So the templates at the time were 12 by 12. I'm imagining that this is going to be like maybe 16 by 24, like a huge print. So I ordered my 50 pieces. I got a sneaker store ready to buy them. And then I come back. I'm excited to get my shirts. And I get this little. And I'm like, I get upset. And then Justin's like, no. You said, and then he just talked to me. And we probably talked maybe an hour. And even if I remember correctly, you were closing the shop, the same thing. And we even talked late. I even closed the shop with you that night. And I left calm. Everything was fine. Which Justin is amazing at doing that as well. So I'm like, wow. So I said, you know what we'll do is I'll give it a second chance. Because I already had the shirt sold. They did great in the store. I came back and he explained something else to me. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Can I work for you? So I can learn what's what. So when I sell, I don't make this mistake in a deal. He goes, I said, I'll volunteer. He said, no. Nobody works for me for free. I pay everybody. So everybody that you hear me say, I don't know, you can't do a favor for me, I'm going to pay you. I got it from him. So I said, look, all right, I'll work for you. So I'm in there trying to do my best job. I'm trying to learn. I was in there cleaning the screen for 45 minutes. I cannot get the ink out. The people at the shop that do it, they clean it in 3 minutes and they're out of there. I don't know what they do. Anyway, and so what he said is true. He goes, listen, I think he said it nice. He gave me some money, a little extra, more than I even needed. More than I earned. And he said, no, listen, I'm going to give you a card to Super Bowl. You're going to go sell. Changed my whole perspective on things. And so I got to tell that whole story. And there's so many stories like that. Like I'm telling you, I could do an hour on just those types of gems. So can I give you two fast ones? Like that was a little longer. This will be quick. So the artist Big Boy from Outkast, right? Andre 3000, Big Boy. He was like, artists are dumb. They buy jewelry, they waste whatever. He said, I buy one piece of jewelry to celebrate every album. That's how I keep my money. I said, that's a smart idea. So every time I buy a property, or every time I do a new business, I'm going to buy a piece of jewelry to commemorate it. because I like jewelry. And then one day Justin said, "How much did you spend for that piece?" I spent like $5,000 or $6,000 to get like a diamond piece. And he said, "How much time is it going to take for you to get the rent money to recoup that?" And I said, "Damn." And I never did it again. It was like the dumbest thing. It was like one of those things.
It wasn't the dumbest. Gold has a value.
Well, yeah, yeah.
You were starting out.
Right. And that's why you need a mentor. I have so many stories like that where it's like, it's I think that's the thing with the perception, and that's why I'm glad you're on here. Like, people spend so much money to look like they have money as opposed to actually having money and enjoying the day.
I agree.
I've done that 100 times, going broke to show people how much money I have, and then yada yada, which brings us back to the book Fear. Yeah. And that story in there where I was ready to jump into deals, or I was brought into deals because I was like, I'm about to get $100K, and by the time the deal came up, I had spent it to look like I had $100K, but I didn't have it. So I mean, you can do whatever you want.
You doing that, honestly. The reality is, you doing that, it sort of shaped who you are to realize some people have to live the mistake. I mean, what do you think? I wasn't a kid and bought stupid things and go, oh, you do that. But so it's good that you find mistakes along the way.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, Mary.
100%. So that's why you need a mentor. That's why you need somebody around. And some people have to pay for it. That's why I volunteer so much. Because even giving somebody a book might just change their day if they're like, damn, this dude did that. You don't have to go that route. I don't know, man. I mean, are we going to concede? I mean, can I do the kidney punch thing? Because it seems like that conversation's dead. Can I do the thing? Remember I said the kidney punch thing?
I'd love to hear it. I got to be
honest. All right. So I'm going to put it in context.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say it. He told me something yesterday. He goes, I'm going to just knock you out one punch with this one thing. And I said, you got to tell me. He was like, no, I don't. I said, you're right. Let's make it organic because I really want to know. I want to know. It's not. I swear to God, this is not an act. This is not no baloney. I'm dying to know. Maybe you should whisper it first. It was really that good.
No, it was really good. It was really good. And this just shows everybody who I am as a person. I try to plan everything through. And my man Tony, Wealth is Gangster. T, if you're on here, C Web, you on here? Because I told you 2 or 3 people. I told Iris. She's the only one who knows what I was gonna say. But I told C Web and I told Tony in the meeting I was gonna say this thing and it was gonna end the conversation. So if this conversation was a little bit tighter and I was like I was on the ropes, if I wanted to wrap up the conversation, this is what I was gonna say. And you gotta let me set it up, right? So like we're arguing, right? We're going back and forth, right? We're going back and forth. So Justin, watch this. Everything went bad, like you're saying, doomsday, right? What happens to the guy who runs out of money, this, that, and the third? So watch this. Justin, I'm over leveraged. I'm Hussain, I'm talking about me. If I called you and I needed money, would you take care of me?
Yeah, why?
OPM all day. I got credit all day. But I don't need my own cash. I can always call on somebody because I got good credit. And I would be out of the jam.
So hold on. Let me say
OPM is gonna win. She hit him with the bell. She hit him with the bell.
I was up before 10. What are you talking about?
She hit him with the bell. There's no comeback to that. Because if I had to save up, if I had to save $50,000 cash, or if I had to call you, I'm calling you way faster, baby. OPM. And I'll give it back or whatever. But I'm just saying.
But that's not the point. You're right. I would. But
see,
not everybody has that ability to do that.
I'm talking about me.
Right. But we're talking about the general public of cash.
No, you know what? How about this? And I got this from Justin too. Very old school in his ways, which is why I always, when you hear me say I'm old school, I learned from this is Justin. I'm telling you that over deliver, under promise. Justin's like, yeah, it takes 2 weeks to get shirts. He does them in 2 days, 3 days. Why? Because if he tells you 3 days and it's 4 days, you're mad at him. If he tells you 2 weeks and you get him in 5 days, you're happy you got him a week early. I'm telling you, I get so much of this business stuff from this guy. So what happens is, if you have good business ethics, I've always done things the right way.
Yeah, you have.
I've never. I think my man Brandon is on here. The other day, Brandon gave me money. It was quick. It was late night. He ran out, yada yada yada, whatever, right? And Brandon gave me cash, and I was like, yeah, it's all there. Because I always count in front of somebody, which I got that from Justin too. Because you don't want to have a problem later. Everything was fine. The money was perfect. I get home later. I go to deposit it like a day or two later. 2 20s were stuck together. I sent Brandon back $20.
It's good business.
Brandon's a stand-up guy. I know that the bills were stuck together. But what if? And I didn't do it because the what if. I did it because it's the right thing. But I've done this to people before. I've given them extra money to see what they're going to do with it. Because if you'll steal 20 from me, you'll steal 20,000 from me.
Absolutely.
If I'm short, I'm going to tell you I'm short. If the business takes a left turn, I'm going to tell you it's taking a left turn. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, let me fix it. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be apologetic. And that's what you have to do. If you have good business ethics, you're good everywhere. And that's why people who don't know me send me money and invest. It's not the checks. It's the reputation. So for everybody that's young out there that's starting in the game, keep your name clean. You'll always have friends. You'll always do the right thing. And if you always care about everybody in the group, you'll always be strong. I'll never have to worry about money because I have people I know that will take care of me. And those same people know that I'm going to reciprocate. It's not just a one-way street. I've earned my stake in this. You know what I'm saying? Like Justin, I said that to him as like tongue in cheek as a joke, but he knows if he needed me, I'm right there.
Yeah. It's called earning your spurs. Yeah.
Yeah. All day.
Earning your spurs, you get your spurs. Yeah. I got you.
So anybody else got anything? I feel like this is a good place to end unless you want to give another story. You could give we could rap whatever you want to do.
No, you know what? I won't lie. There's so much more. It would start so much. I'll save it for another day.
Another one.
You know?
If y'all want us to run it back, drop a comment, drop a heart, drop a like, drop something.
There's a lot more other things, just in general. I don't want to tell stories and bore somebody with stories. I'd rather tell them something that's going to help them and get them in the right path as opposed to the wrong path.
So what we'll do, we might have to just do a whole season of just Justin and I going back and forth.
Then we'll have to hit a little bit of bricks and all that other stuff.
We could chop it. We could talk Bitcoin. We could talk everything. We could do all that. So, I appreciate everybody for being on. Thank you all. And I apologize. I'm going to end it on this. I never do this. And this might be an ego or a pride thing.
Well, I was going to say one thing before you do.
Okay.
Because you're going to be the last word, actually.
I was going to let you be the last word.
No, I thank you very much. Really. Okay. I'm so glad usually I like to be away from anything on screen. That's not my thing normally. But I like to be a part of it with you. I do. I enjoy you. You're like my younger brother. I really love having you in my life. So
I appreciate you. Likewise, I appreciate you. Right. So I'm going to end it on this. And this will be a moment of clarity. I'm never that guy. I don't like to say, hey, tune into the show. Hey, would you support my thing? Hey, I feel like I'm bothering people. And a lot of the realtors on here, they get training. They know that they're supposed to bother people because there's never an opportune time where you're going to call somebody. So it's humbling. And I really appreciate, because I know some of you people wouldn't be on here if I didn't send you the text. Because you didn't know. Maybe you weren't on Instagram or whatever. So I appreciate you giving us an hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I know people are like, I'm in the car. My phone is crazy right now. I'm driving home. I'm eating dinner. As soon I'm going to tune in. I appreciate everybody giving us this time. And I promise you, I only ask because I didn't want you to miss all the knowledge that was going to be dropped during this show. So, man, I appreciate all of y'all. With that, this is the season finale. We'll be back in a few months. We're going to run it up, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I'll see you in a little bit.